Hi everyone, so today we are going to be learning all about capacity and we will be learning about it all this week as well. So capacity is a little bit like weight. It is a unit of measure, which means we're measuring something. But instead of measuring how heavy an object is, we're going to be measuring how much liquid it can hold. So let's go on and learn a little bit about capacity. So capacity is a measure of how much something can hold. When we talk about capacity, we use capacity to talk about liquids. So how much liquid can this milk carton hold? How much liquid can this bottle hold? How much liquid can this bottle hold? How much liquid can this jug hold? To find out how much water is in a container, we have to measure it. So if we were trying to figure out how much liquid is in this bottle, or this medicine bottle, we could pour it into a jug and then use this scales on the side. It's like a ruler, but it doesn't measure centimeters and meters. It measures milliliters. And we could read the scale and see how much liquid is inside it. We measure capacity using milliliters and litres. So we can see the milliliters is for the smaller objects and the litres are for the bigger objects. The same way as when we're measuring length, so how long something is, we use centimeters and meters. When we're using weight, we learned that the last 2 weeks. How heavy something is, we use grams for smaller objects or lighter objects, and we use kilograms for heavier or bigger objects. So in capacity, we have some new words. We have milliliters for the smaller amounts and litres for the bigger amounts. A milliliter is a small amount of liquid. The liquid in these containers is measured in milliliters. So we would measure the liquid that a spoon can hold in milliliters. The liquid in a small milk carton, so this would be like a milk carton that you guys would have in school. We'd measure that in milliliters. We can actually see it on the side. It says 250 milliliters, which would be about the same as your milk carton in school. A glass that you might have your orange juice, your water in, an egg cup, and a medicine bottle. They would all be measured in milliliters because they do not hold a lot of liquid. They only hold a small amount. A litre is a large amount of liquid. The liquid in these containers is measured in litres. So in a lemonade bottle, in a Coke bottle, I'm not sure what kind of bottle this is, or in a big jug that you would use maybe at a party to like pour out drinks into other people's glasses. And also other things that might be measured in litres is like how much water can be in your bath, how much water you might have in your sink, how much water you might have in a bucket when you're cleaning a car. So, that might have given you a little bit of a clue. So, which one would you use for each of these items? So, I'm going to do kind of like a Dora the Explorer. I'm going to ask you the question. I'll wait a second, and then you guys try and answer it in your head or even out loud if you want to. And if you need to pause the video at any point to have a think about it, you can do that too. So, would you use litres or milliliters to measure how much liquid is in this bucket? So it's probably a big enough bucket. It's probably something that you use to wash your car. So we are going to use litres. Well done to anybody who got that right. Would you use litres or milliliters to measure how much liquid is in an egg cup? So remember, an egg cup is just those little cups that your egg, like your hard-boiled egg or your boiled egg, sits inside of. Probably not your hard-boiled egg, actually just your boiled one. So that one is going to be milliliters. They're quite small. Would you use milliliters or litres or milliliters to measure how much liquid is in an aquarium? This one is litres. Excellent. Huge amount of water is in an aquarium. So it would be I'd say thousands of litres. Would you use milliliters or litres to measure how much water is in this bottle? So this is a baby's bottle. Babies are quite small. Their hands aren't that big. So it's probably going to be milliliters. Well done. Would you use litres or milliliters to measure how much liquid is in a fish tank? Now, different fish tanks are going to be like different sizes. This one looks kind of like a medium-sized fish tank. So would you use milliliters or litres? Litres. Well done to anybody who said that. Would you use litres or milliliters to measure how much liquid is in a swimming pool? And the answer is litres. Well done. Now, we're going to be working on this a little bit more tomorrow, so I'm going to go very, very quickly through it. Don't be too worried if this doesn't make too much sense today. You don't need to use this today, so I'm only going quickly through it, and I have another video going through this in more detail tomorrow. So how many litres of water does this jug have in it? So we can see 0 litres is at the bottom, 0.5, which is half a litre, is here, and it is holding 1 litre. How much litres of water does this fish tank have? So we look at the scale at the side and we count up 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done to anybody who got that right. How much litres of juice does this bottle have in it? So we have 100 millilitres. It's kind of near the bottom because these have little grooves, so the water can, or the juice can get in there. So it'd be 100 millilitres, 500 millilitres or half a litre, 0.5 of a litre, 1 litre or 1,000 millilitres, 1.5 litres, it's 1.5 litres or 1,500 millilitres, or, and the top one is 2 litres or 2,000 millilitres. The reason why they have litres and millilitres is because 2,000 millilitres is the same as 2 litres. For every litre, we have 1,000 millilitres. We'll be learning more a little bit more about that next year in 4th class. So this has 2,000 millilitres or 2 litres. How many millilitres does this jug of water have in it? So if we use our scale, 0, 250, 500, and we can see the water is at 250. So this is just a quick little recap of what I just said a minute ago. We'll be doing more on this when we go into 4th class. We're not going to be doing too much on it this year, but it's really good just to kind of start getting it kind of into your head. There are 1,000 millilitres in 1 litre. So that means if I have 9 litres, I have 9,000 millilitres. If I have 5 litres, I have 5,000 millilitres. So for every 1 litre, we have 1,000 millilitres. We did something similar to this when we were doing weight. So that means that if we have half a litre, we have 500 millilitres. It's hard to say because half of 1,000 is 500. Then a quarter, so we're splitting it into 4 pieces. If we split 1,000 into 4 pieces, we get 250 in each one. Each one has to be equal. So in a quarter of a litre, we have 250 millilitres. Again, we'll be doing more work on this in 4th class. We don't really need it for this week, but it's good to have it in our heads so we can remember it for next year. So here we have 1 litre is equal to 1,000 millilitres. Just a recap. A quarter of a litre is equal to 250. So if I had counted up, I'd have 250, then another 250, then another 250, then another 250 would make up my litre. I'd need 4 250 millilitres to make up a full litre. Half a litre is going to be 500 millilitres. 3/4 of a litre is going to be 750. That's 250 plus 250 is 500, plus another 250 is 750. Okay, so what I want to do before we finish this video is I want you to pause this video and I want you to make a table in your copy. You're going to have one side is going to be milliliters, the other side is going to be litres. And I want you to sort these objects into the right column. So for example, the fish tank is going to go into litres, the milk carton is going to go into milliliters. So pause this video now so you can watch it and see what you need to sort and draw that table into your copy. When you're finished that, there's another activity that I want you to do on the next slide. All right, if you have any questions, please write to me on Google Classroom.